Contact. Pig. She's kicking me. I think I'm going to check the timing. But anyway, hopefully in those last few fairly awful clips, you can see a bit of detail around the fact that there's about a pint and a half of oil in the tank to prime the pump. We've already got plenty of oil in the sump. You can see it's returning on the Kickstarter, and I removed the front drilling plugs on the crankcase to prime each side, and we can see that the pump is pumping on the feed side. So when I'm kicking over, the oil pressure warning light isn't going out, but once she starts I expect that to go out straight away. If it doesn't, we'll stop it. But she's kicking me a bit. Shall I have one more go? I mean, she's obviously going to be lean initially. We've got almost choke. We'll give a full choke this time. Tickle the carbs. Contact. Oh, no, she's kicking, so I think she's too advanced. Shouldn't kick like that. Nearly there. Right, I've retimed and found the issue, and that is that I need to time this as a later crank, so I need to time it at timing mark B, not A, because at some time in their lives on the triple cranks they moved the rotor keyway on the crank. So effectively where I was timing up was probably about 76 degrees before top dead centre and not 38. So I have now retimed to B there. So we'll get set up, give her another go. Right, give her a quick tickle again. Not too much. Oh, she's in gear. I wondered what all the rattling was. What's going on here? One moment. She's still in gear. Second neutral. That's better. Right. Another go. Ooh. Still kicking a bit. There yet. Oh, can't quite tickle the middle carb. He's trying. I think I've retarded now. I need a cup of tea, and I think, what am I doing wrong here, guys? Let's have another think. Right, I just thought I'd check the battery voltage because, as I say, batteries need to be top notch for electronic ignition, and it was a little bit low, sort of 12.2-ish. So I'm just charging up. The charger says that it's low as well, so we'll give it a bit of a fresher, and once that's back up, we'll just triple check that timing again, because it's easy enough to do. So we may as well do it. Something is not quite right. Although the last time I did try and kick it, it did kick me back again, so I don't think we're far off. But yeah, if in doubt, check again, and then check again. Right, everyone, next day, battery's been on charge, so it's all charged up. Gave her another go this morning. There's something not right, and I was beginning to think about cam timing again, but it looks right, looking down the spark plug holes with respect to valve positions, on the strokes. And then I was kicking over again, and she locked. She is locked up at the minute, and if you pull the clutch in, you can kick over smoothly. So it felt like top endish, and the left hand cylinder piston is near the top of the stroke, so I'll put the borescope in there and hear the picks. And something's certainly going on the inlet side, if not the exhaust side. And I've taken off the tappet covers, and both of them, inlet and exhaust, absolutely no play. The exhaust certainly looks to me as though that's depressed compared to the centre one, which does have its play. Inlet one, maybe not, but down a bit. So either the valves are sticking badly, or my other thought, there was a occasional sort of tinny noise when kicking it over, and at first I thought that was a tappet hitting a rocker cover, because that happens, but there's no evidence of that. So I think we'd have to take the top end off, and I think it's dropped a valve seat. Anyway, rocker box is off first. Right, in line with Keir Starmer, I've had a pause for reflection over a cup of tea. So, the first thing that comes to mind is, hang on a minute, this tappet is pushing down this valve. Why? If a valve was stuck, or a seat had come loose, or something like that, there'd be a load of slop in this. So has a push rod jumped? Is there something wrong with the cam follower? I hope there's nothing wrong with the cam. So the first thing I'm going to do is slacken off these tappets to see if it releases that that valve. In any event, we're going to be taking the rocker boxes off, but initially, you know, just from the point of view of diagnosis and learning again. I mean, the good news is I'm absolutely confident from those photos that it's top end. Anyway, let's slacken off these tappets and see if that releases the problem. That's an easy job. Right, okay, I've slackened off the tappets, and the exhaust valve has reseated, but it felt as though, you know, it was doing it in little steps. You'd undo it a bit and they go chink. And I've got a feeling that that left-hand exhaust valve is sticking, but it has released. I put the boroscope in a few places. The push rod certainly hasn't been dislodged from the rocker at the top here as per this photo. I can't get the boroscope camera and light down into the push rod tube because of the length of the little camera body, so I can't quite see if it's you know, just dislodged from the push rod's dislodged from the follower, the cam follower. So we'll have to take the rocker boxes off anyway, and I think that'll reveal what possibly is going on. Of course, as soon as you take the rocker boxes off, it'll dislodge the damn push rod. So I'll have a think as to whether or not I can get a bit more light down that push rod tube, just so we can see how it's sat. But that's definitely the problem. Right, after another cup of tea, just some final thoughts on this. So I don't know if I made it clear, but I've slackened this tappet right off as far as it will go, and the rocker itself is, as you can see from the boroscope photo, the rocker itself is touching the top of the valve stem. So as far as the engine is concerned, you know, that rocker is depressed. So there's something going on at the other end of the left-hand cylinder exhaust push rod. So as I say, I'm hoping that, you know, a valve stuck at some point or whatever, and the push rod has jumped and it's sat on the edge of the cup on the cam follower. But we'll be able to look at that and sort it all out by taking off the exhaust rocker box. We should be able to get away with just that, which is quite good news actually, because it means that we don't have to take off all the head steadies, etc. Yeah, we've got play on the inlet side, so that's good. Right, so without further ado, I'm going to crack on with this. I'm not going to film it. I'm going to take the tank off, get that exhaust side rocker box off, and I'll bring you back when I've done that and we've got the push rod tube and the push rod out. Unfortunately, obviously, it's going to release the push rod when I take this apart, but there might be some telltale signs down there as to whether or not the push rod was stuck on the edge of the cup. Right, I'll leave it there, everybody. Thanks very much for watching. Not good news. This thing is just here to test us. But we won't be riled about it. We've got to sort it out and learn as we go along. Thanks, everybody. See you all again soon. Cheers.